BigHerc916. Positivity, motivation, never settle for average. You know, we do it over here. So it turns out that Michael Jackson was actually saving the kids at Neverland. He was giving them a safe place where they didn't have to be bothered by these
Michael Jackson used his life
predators
to protect children, yet was
Check it out.
misunderstood by the world as a criminal. Neverland, this mysterious place, was not as simple as the outside world thought. Recently, a previously undisclosed truth was revealed. In Neverland, Michael Jackson shielded children from the forces of darkness, keeping them away from the terrifying reality of Epstein's Island. He provided children with a sanctuary, protecting them from harm and abuse, yet was misrepresented by the media and the public as a criminal. He was falsely accused of abuse, while the real abusers remained undisclosed. Macaulay Culkin and other celebrities publicly defended Jackson, proving that he was not only a musical genius, but also a hero who fought for the safety and protection of children. He not only protected children from physical harm, but also helped celebrities like Britney Spears, offering her advice when she faced control from her father, protecting her freedom. Today, as more truths are revealed, we can finally see Michael Jackson for who he truly was.
So imagine
a hero
that.
Who sacrificed for others.
They drug Michael Jackson's name through the mud. They made all type of accusations. They had people come forth and say things that weren't true, that later redacted what they said. They tried to ruin him financially. It's a cold game, man. It's a cold game. And at the end of the day, with all this Epstein file stuff, it doesn't look like anything's going to happen, man. It doesn't look like anything's going to change. That's the problem with stuff like this when it gets made known to the public. But yet, if it's the average person, they're getting the door kicked in. They're going straight to jail, and they're going to be looking at 100 years or more. But the people that are running this game obviously are protected, and they're all in on it. They act like Epstein. Was this guy just a master archiver? He just had all this information, or was there a team behind him? You know, they say Ghislaine Maxwell was down with him, and she was a part of what he had going on. But you mean to tell me two people had this much information on all the top leaders and entertainers in the world? Does that make sense to you? Does it seem like there's more to the story? And are they just desensitizing us so that when something bigger comes along, it's no big deal? I look at this whole game, man. These Epstein files, this, all this trafficking stuff, man. It's all a part of this this matrix of lies that we've been told, but that has been going on from way back. This stuff is nothing. It's not nothing new. It seems like, oh, well, this is something that's just been happening since, the early 2000s or the late 90s. In my opinion, I feel like this has been going on probably since the beginning of time. They've been had these networks of these occults, these sacrifices, this belief in certain rituals, and because social media now, and the fact that things can be exposed a lot easier, it's coming out. But I don't feel like this is something that just started happening recently. And when you look at it, right, you see certain people, and a lot of people can't separate the celebrity or star status from the person's actions. They can accept certain people they don't like, having participated in some acts, but then certain people they like, they don't want to believe that they could have been participating in the same things. You think like, okay, in order to have dominion over somebody or control over somebody, control of money, finances is one thing, but blackmail seems to be the common thread. And so whenever you look at the people and what they're doing, and then you look at like some of them pre success, and then you look at them now, and I know, money, you can buy nicer clothes, you can get surgery, you can, you know, um, do things that appear to make yourself look um, younger or healthier. But you look at like the personality dispositions, you look at some of the things that they promote, some of the narratives, and you got to wonder like, is that person doing that out of their heart, or are they doing that because they've been told to do that because of their influence? It's like when you see some of these influencers, right? And they happen to break through, they get a bunch of followers, and then you see them doing some stuff that, or wearing some stuff, you're thinking like, wow, okay, this person came in the game one way, but now it's like there's something totally different. Like, remember Little Nas X? Remember he had the hit song, the Western song, and then we see him doing all this other stuff. Whatever happened to him? See what I'm saying? Like, you see, and the thing about the way this game is played out is that once there's no need for you, you have no more usage, you're just discarded and somebody else takes your place. That's why like fame is so fragile. It's short lived, and people chasing that, man, can lose themselves in chasing that. But Michael Jackson, one of the biggest stars, musicians, probably to have ever been in the entertainment game, how quick they flipped on him. Imagine what they could do to you if you decided to go play that game and then decided you didn't want to play the game. They're putting it all out there in the face. And see, one thing about what's going on is that a lot of these people, in order to reap the benefits, they have to publicly show their allegiance. They have to publicly show that they're loyal to whatever they're following. It's just like if you're a gang member to some degree and you're wearing your colors. You have to represent. You can't be claiming the set and you don't have the markings, you don't have the colors, or you don't have the tattoos. It's the same thing. They get the tattoos, they get the markings, they have to say things on a platform that allows it to uh, be publicized, advertised, and you have obligations. Everything's a trade off, man. Are you willing to trade off part of your life to be in that circle of people to participate? I'm just asking, because I'm quite sure some people that have made those choices may later regret those choices. But if you have to live with them, that's a whole another animal. That's why you see so many people appear to be hooked on drugs, chemically dependent, alcoholics. Maybe it's because of some of the choices they made. And then when you don't play along, they already have a plan in play to destroy your character. They make it seem as though you're the one doing what they're doing. Isn't that crazy, man? How powerful that shit is? I'm just saying, this game is not what you've been taught to believe. And I think it's always been like this, man. We just been kind of naive to a degree. I mean, people that are in the industry, they know. And, people who are closer to the industry, they know. But the average person who just, looks at these people from a distance and think, oh, man, I got talent. I could be a singer. I want to be an actor. I could do this. I could do that. They have no idea. Do you think Michael Jackson knew that he could lose his life by not going along with whatever they wanted him to do? And I don't know the particulars. I'm just going off of what they allege in the Epstein files, that he was, providing a place where young people could feel safe and protected. And I do know that I've talked to people who were child actors, and that there was a lot of weird shit going on. And I had a friend who told me that his mom never left him at any of his auditions. She always stayed in the room with him. She never let him go by himself to any functions or anything, because she had her reservations. And, a lot of times it starts at a young age. So if you have kids out there that are in that entertainment space, man, look out for them. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Were you a fan of Michael Jackson? What do you think about the revelations coming out, and how do you feel about him having lost his life the way he did? Do you think there was something behind that? BigHerc916.